So Patrick versus Mike. I'd expect that even though Patrick finished ahead of Mike in the group stages, I think Mike would be expecting to beat Patrick. I also would expect Mike to beat Patrick, but I think it depends on what cup we get. I think if we get Star Cup, that will kind of favour Mike. If we get Mushroom Cup, that might work in Patrick's advantage. See the players selecting. It looks like Patrick's going to be Bowser, Mike is going to be DK, and it's going to be Mushroom Cup.
This would be an absolutely cracking match.
I think Mushroom Cup is probably the one Patrick would have wanted the most.
We could be in for a complete barnstormer of match here. The two of these are going to go with each other because they're levels. I give Mike a little advantage.
Definitely has. Wow, how did Patrick avoid that banana? Mike definitely has the speed advantage, but because of how Mushroom Cup works, Patrick will probably be able to stay in red shell range for at least 3 or 4 laps on most of the tracks. Long boost from Mike.
That was workable.
Yeah, he didn't really save much time because he was so slow going through the dirt to get to the long boost spot. Mike's just holding on to his mushroom there. He's fine. Gets a 53. Patrick with a 55.
Both good times. I mean, you wouldn't throw those times out of bed for eating crackers, that's for certain.
Yeah, so although Mike was faster than Patrick, and you could kind of see that, Patrick was still fast enough to stay within range, just never got that red shell. And red shells are fairly common in second place, so as long as Patrick can kind of keep clawing onto Mike's coattails, he's always going to get a chance of getting that red shell hit in. Especially Mike missing a zoom start, that's big for Patrick here. He needs to capitalise on these chances.
Right, I do want to discuss something quickly with you. PAL zoom starts. What exactly is the cue?
If you go visual, you'll know the exact timing after the first light goes. If you go audio, it's kind of all over the place a bit.
Yeah.
But there is a set frame range after the first light, which will work in both GP and match race and time trials.
Yeah, because over in NTSC we have the visual cue of when round 1 disappears.
Yeah, you don't get that in PAL. You really just have to judge after the first light, like that's the correct amount of time, and then go. Which is why you see a lot more miss zoom starts in PAL than you would in NTSC.
Yeah.
Because in NTSC you get the round 1 kind of thing, which appears on screen and then starts disappearing, and it's very easy to base on when it's starting to disappear, like at what time you need to hit the go. Mike has come back like a train and taken it on the last lap there. Patrick had some CPU issues. That's a big win for Mike, missing the zoom start and then just clawing back a few seconds by a few seconds, and then Patrick had a bit of a disaster on the last lap, to be honest, and Mike capitalises, moves that to a 6-point lead.
In answer to Angelo, yes, Neo is still playing. He is just regenerating and bringing his strength back for the near future. He is an absolute beast, and if he came back, oh, jeez, those 2 greens.
So
if
Neo
he came
was
back full potential, he would destroy anything.
Yeah, Neo was at last CDM. He was also at the Paris Winter Meet, which about 16 or so of us went to in January. It's just with the whole COVID situation, a lot of the players aren't able to attend this All-Stars meet, but I fully expect 2021, as long as the world's recovered, we'll be back up to kind of full strength in terms of attendees. We'll have our Scoobs, our Neos, our Geos, our Samis, hopefully our Harolds.
And don't forget our McNuggets.
I'm at Nuggets.
Amal and everybody else.
Then yeah, there's so many people. Then we got Takashi. That's another win for Mike, and that's going to open up a 9-point advantage in this cup.
And we will have Italian representation because Angelo, by saying, oh yeah, is just signed the contract to attend CDM 2021.
So Mike should have done enough now to get through this barrage. He just needs to finish top 2 in the next 2 races. Somebody of his ability, I fully expect him to be able to do that. I mean, going around the world with our Australian friends, Sumner and Chum. Takashi, obviously over from Japan. You've got to remember, for the Americans, you've got Duff, who attends pretty much every meet going normally. Even in the Paris winter meet, he showed up to this year. The Cartel.
Cartel. Shout outs to
Matt, to
Guillermo,
Eric, to Carol. Sorry, Kyle. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many that we want to see. We want to see everybody.
Recent CDMs has been typically somewhere between 50 and 60 competitors. So there's probably 3/4 of the field missing for this All Stars event, somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4. So I'm just glad that I get to watch some SMK. Just really sad that I kind of had to last minute cancel my plans and not be there.
Ditto. I was the same, sadly.
So Mike's got this one wrapped up, but let's watch Patrick. Patrick has shown us early in the tournament that he can do this feather shot, but Yoshi. Between Yoshi and all those bananas, it's going to be difficult for him. One of the bananas just despawned. The left side is completely free now. So see if Patrick goes for it. I thought for a second he was going to turn in and do the 1-on-1. Is he going to try and clip? He just wants to do it. He's going to go for it. He's got it. Nice.
Nice. Very nice. The 150 CC speed got him to get it. I mean, that's a nice little highlight for Patrick there. Well done.
The way Patrick set that up from a standstill was very impressive. It's very difficult to go from a standstill with a heavyweight to get a small amount of speed to click into the wall and still make that shortcut work like that. That was very, very good. Now we see the 2 players at the back of the grid. See if they
green. That was a 3-cushion shell. I could see the moment he fired it, that was always coming back one way, and it was going to be right back down as much.
Might try for the long boost and not getting over. Try for it again, not getting over. He's going to go. Mike's just driving around in circles by the zippers. But he has a 12-point lead. It doesn't matter.
They're just having fun. It's great to watch.
Mike just giving the CPUs a lap head start. See if he can catch up with them. Going for the long boost this time. Gets it, but snags on the wall on the other side. Patrick going for the long boost, gets it. There, Patrick showing Mike how it's meant to be done.
Sums brings up, is the BC one better? Oh, nice long boost by Patrick there. Is it more advantageous to do on the first corner?
In GP, yes, you can do the first corner feather in GP and PAL. And to be honest, I actually find it easier than the wall tick feather because I'm really bad at wall ticking.
Which one saves more time?
No, the first corner, because you're jumping from the first corner to the midsection of the lava. It saves probably 2 to 3 seconds more.
2 to 3 seconds more. Interesting.
Because you're not having to drive down the entire straight where the item boxes are, and then you don't have to drive down the entire straight where the zippers are.
Yeah.
But you do have to go over the second set of lavas. So it's basically almost the entire straight of where the item boxes are quicker.
Yeah.
So it does save.
I'm going to just give a round of applause to both players there and to Patrick for a great event.
So Mike's made it into the top 8 shootout. That is probably exactly what he wanted.